pretty expensive, this particular theater. It's one of those theaters where the seats actually vibrate. Yeah. $26. That's pretty expensive. This is the part where I should say, hey, cash at me if you really like these videos. And what you do is you go to Elvis Rosenberg with the little $sign. And feel free to donate to help me with stuff like this. It looks backwards to me. What's up with that? Anyway, I did enjoy the movie. I'll start off by saying that I did enjoy the movie. Wrote a couple of notes here because I'm tired of forgetting. And here's the issue. I don't even know how to pronounce this. I do know Elisabeth Moss. M-O-S-S. Elisabeth Moss. And then we have Aldis Hodge. Then we also have Storm Reed. And then we have the movie that was directed by Leif. I'm not going to even try to pronounce it. But this guy directed it. And I did a little research on the director. And he's involved in so many movies as an executive producer. You know, all the way from Saw 4, 5, and 6. He's written screenplays. And he's directed movies. So this guy is pretty seasoned in suspense. But I will say this. The suspense was based, to me, more on the music. And the effect of this music was so intense that it kind of forced you to be suspended. The suspense was because the music and it wasn't because of the way the movie flowed. I gotta keep it real. The movie was okay. I wouldn't go see it again. And would I recommend someone see it? Yeah, it's like a date movie. You know, you get the girl to kind of grab your arm, or doesn't have to be a girl. You can get your guy, or however you want to identify, you know, on a date. Go with somebody that you want to snuggle up with. How about that? So if you want to snuggle with someone, maybe this will get you a little anticipating and all that kind of stuff. So might be good for that. But as far as me in any way, shape, or form being afraid for this character, Elisabeth's character, no. I did not think for 1 second that this woman wasn't going to come up out of this unscathed. Mind you, I've never seen a trailer to this. The only thing, I was going through Facebook, and every time I go through Facebook, you would see this paint scene where there's like this glob of paint just dumps on someone, and I would always just quickly just pass by, because what a lot of people don't know is that I never look at previews. I mean, whenever the movie starts, I stand outside the movie theater for 20 minutes and wait for the previews to be over before I go into the theater. So that's the kind of guy I am, because I feel that trailers to movies no longer respect the audience. They give you the beginning, the middle, the ending. They're giving you the conflict, they're giving you the happiness, they're giving you the joy, the pain. All of these different things are happening in a trailer, and it's not my style, man. I don't appreciate that. So I haven't watched trailers, or at least I go out of my way not to watch a trailer. So we have this movie where it starts off with this woman who is waking up out of the bed, eyes very bright and ready. At first thing I was thinking was like, this woman has not been sleeping. But then I realized that it's part of the character, it's part of the scene. She's not supposed to be sleeping. She was waiting for the guy who's sleeping next to her to fall asleep. And what she does is she tippy-toes all around the house, and she's making her great escape from what appears to be some sort of relationship that's gone obviously bad. And as she's going through the house, packing bags, she packs money. She also packs passport. She also packs clothing. And in doing so, we get to see the guy's house, or their house, or whatever the house that she was in. And it just reminded me of American Psycho. It was so monochromatic. It was so rich and opulent, but yet it was just so cold and almost frightening, the way the house was on the edge of a hill. And you know how you get in those pools and the pool looks like it's going into the ocean? What do they call those? Infinity pools? It was something like that, where the bed was some sort of infinity bed landscape, where it just appeared that the water was just crashing like up against the window. But no, it was like, 80 feet down, and such a far distance. I don't know if there was a beach or anything like that, but there's water, the sea is just crashing. And I guess it's part of, like, they're in San Francisco, so you're getting that part of the water just coming in, smashing up against the rocks. And there's this infinity bed, and you can see that and you hear that. And she's tippy-toeing around the house. She's moving cameras, which I did like when she moved the camera towards the bed, so that she can look on her phone and see whether or not he moves up from the bedroom. And as she's making her great escape, she passes what looked like a laboratory, some sort of scientific high-tech laboratory. And I did like the fact that she tiptoed the whole entire time. It wasn't any flat footing going on. She really came across as a person who was very frightful, very in fear. And one of the things I was thinking of was some sort of what's the movie? Some sort of 50 Shades of Grey gone bad. It was like 50 Shades of Grey meets American Psycho, in a way that I was a little turned off, but I was staying open-minded and said, let's see what's going on. So she makes it to the garage, and there's this huge Doberman Pinscher just looking at her, saying, please take me with you. So she takes off the collar to the Doberman Pinscher, and the Doberman Pinscher backs up into an Audi. The Audi alarm goes off. She then makes a run for what appeared to be some sort of like fencing, but it was like some sort of concrete wall. The whole thing was concrete and windows. And then that led to some small little grounds area that led to a wall, which she had to climb the wall, go over the wall. And then she made it to a road. And in that road, she's waiting, very, very overacting. But, very fearful and frightful and afraid that something's going to happen. She's not going to make it out of there. The alarm went off. All these things are going on. And what happens is she, what does she do? The car comes and a woman pulls up, and it's like, what's going on? Are you okay? So she gets in and she's like, just drive. And then the person that's picking her up is like, well, tell me what's going on. And then that gives enough time for us to see somebody run up to the window, break the window, and it's trying to grab her out of the car. And she's like screaming at the top of her lungs, so just drive. None of that was surprising. It was all something you've seen already, something you've seen before. You didn't think for 1 second that she was going to get in the car and drive off. And then, of course, as she's getting out of the car, she drops a pill bottle. This pill bottle, is going to be significant later on in the movie, because they showed it 3 times. So it was just one thing after the other that just made you go, okay, you've seen it all before. So then it says, which to me wasn't necessary. It says 2 weeks later, which to me wasn't even necessary. They didn't even have to do that. It's like no respect for the audience. We gotta always explain every freaking thing because people just won't get it. They just have no attention span, and they're just so, they can only concentrate for 10 seconds at a time or 2 seconds at a time, whatever it is. And these directors that are pushing the stuff out there are drinking the Kool-Aid and believing that bullshit. Excuse my language. Anyway, I digress from that. So then, all right, I gotta say what's really on my mind. This woman who's starring in this movie, Elisabeth Moss, is so basic. She's such an unattractive woman. Her teeth, her eyes, her face. She looks, her hair, the style of her hair, like the bleach that she's using. Come on, if you're living in this sort of environment, your hair is better than this. It is. It's better than this. You're gonna get a $600 haircut. You're not gonna be doing your own hair. It looks like a person, it looked so trashy, her hair. Her teeth were so trashy. She looked like almost a meth addict without the skinniness, because she's not a skinny woman. She's and she has these pretty cute bow legs. When she was wearing some heels towards the end, you can see that she had decent legs. I mean, you could almost see that. But as far as age and time, has not been good to that woman. If we're going to say anything, I'm afraid to see what this woman looks like in 10 years. And it's not the character that she was playing. She was so basic. It was like a totally non-American style movie. You don't see American movies that have the main character living in this environment with this man who's this extremely rich person, extremely, luxurious and lavish lifestyle with such a basic chick. It don't happen. And then this guy, I don't want to spoil the movie. I don't want to take you to the last page of the book. But let me tell you this, man. I was not surprised in any way, shape, or form. We have the guy, Aldi. He's the black guy. I like the fact that he is ADOS, which is an American descendant of slaves, playing an ADOS character who happens to be a police officer. And then he's like a single dad, which they don't talk about the mother, not even a little bit, not even a hint. You have no idea what's going on, why this man has this 15, 16, 17, maybe she might be 18-year-old daughter, because she's on her way to college. So let's say she's playing the role of a 17-year-old. She's really tall, very, very pretty. I loved the way she looked. I loved her hair. I loved her nose. I loved her lips, her face. She was true to her character. And the young lady can act. It was very believable. Every time she was in the scene, it was spot on. So I liked her character, and she's ADOS. So that makes me feel good to see fundamentally black American descendants of slaves playing these characters, opposed to all the Brits that we keep seeing bombarding these roles. So that was very refreshing to see that. And with that being said, the young lady, she did a great job. Her father that played the cop, he did an okay job. I kind of didn't buy his character. It felt like the way he looked. I remember him from like this TV show. He was like a computer geek. I think it was called Leverage or something like that. And he was this computer geek, and he was slender. Now it's like he packed on a lot of muscle. And I don't know what that's about. It almost appeared to be a little steroid-induced muscles. It was a little bit more of a meathead muscle that I didn't like how calm and cool and collective and understanding this man was, because it was so, he didn't appear to be like that. He didn't have a slender build. His build wasn't what he was. It went against everything that I would think a San Francisco cop, which, if we know anything about San Francisco in the suburbs, which is what it appeared he lived in, I would say that how could he afford that? So it was a little. And what's up with the girl not having a mom, and there's no discussion, not even a picture of the mother up on the wall. None of that. No moments to reflect on anything. It was just all about Elisabeth's character, and looking at her was tough, man. I ain't gonna lie. It was tough looking at that woman because she's just so basic. Oh, so basic. To be in such a starring role like this, and then to have this person stalking her and spending millions of dollars to avenge a woman who's running from you. Come on. And then we find out, like, she's pregnant, and this is like his motivation, is he wants her to have the baby, and that she had started to take birth control. He knew. Then he has this creepy brother who's a lawyer, who has. It was like Scooby Doo in the mystery van. And at the end of the Scooby Doo, they always pull off the mask and they go, Doctor, da-da-da-da, Mayor, such and such, this and that. I knew right away that I knew what they were pushing. I knew that this brother was such a pivotal point in this whole situation. It was so unrealistic. And then the drama that she was having with her sister, it was just one unrealistic situation happening after the other. And the music was so suspenseful that it was forcing the suspense. Come on. Stop forcing me to be scared with this damn music. I ain't scared. There's nothing scary about this. Suspenseful, maybe, it could be, but you're like forcing this, you know? So I was turned off by that. I did like the scene when she went in the shower and she had taken the pen and she utilized that pen in a way to defend herself. And then some of the scene in the... See, here's the problem that I have. We have a woman who is fighting this invisible man and is able to kind of kick his ass a little bit. But yet, we have 7 armed men and women, and this person is able to snap necks, body slam, shoot, kill, do all this kind of craziness to, and yet when it's time for the star, she's able to get up out of all of that. And she's supposed to be pregnant the whole time. So, you know, I don't like movies like that. I don't like movies when women could get punched in the face and then they get up and they can just fight. Whereas a man, 230 pounds, gets punched in the face, he's like knocked out. You know, you shouldn't be able to have it both ways. So maybe there's a group of women that love to see this kind of stuff. You know, like, yeah. Like, I remember I went to see that movie so many years ago. And I took a girlfriend with me. And it was like, she was like a hitman. And the woman that I was with was on the edge of her seat. Yeah, yeah. Like, she just was so happy to see, like, a woman kicking ass. You know, I think it was Charlize Theron. And I can't really remember the name of the movie at the moment. But, you know, it was a pretty famous role that she did. And it was just, you know, I personally didn't get it like that. I don't see the realisticness, and I just wonder, are women into that? Is that what they want to see? They want to see, you know, they want to see a 5'4" woman beat somebody's ass, but yet a 6'3", 230-pound man, you know, it's like, you know, spaghetti up against this guy. But here's one part that I did like. I did like the fact that it was sci-fi as far as science fiction with the suit. It was a suit that this person was wearing. They're wearing a suit. This suit has all these little tiny cameras attached to it that's able to bend light in a way where you can appear to be invisible. So I do know that there's some technology like that exists. I've seen something where there's a car that was driving and they put all these cameras, and the cameras was viewing back to you when you saw anyway, I can't even get into it, but I believe there is something like this does exist to some degree, because I have seen it. I don't remember on one of those car shows that I love, and they were able to do it with mirrors and cameras, and this is just a very high-tech version, some sort of DARPA inspired or DARPA funded military kind of a guy. So we have this DARPA funded suit that's running around tormenting this woman, and it just didn't seem real. Why would you do that? Like, why would you torment this woman? What reason would you have to do this to her? It wasn't plausible. Not for that basic chick. And then the brother tried, it's like the director knew, or the writer knew we were all gonna be like, huh? And it was two things that I saw. When she kept saying, why me? I'm just a girl from the suburbs. I wish she would have said, why me? I'm not even that hot. I'm not even attractive like that. Look at my lips. They stay dry no matter what I do. My nose is fat. My hair, I can never get it right. Why me? Like, if she would have did that, I would have loved it. But they tried to add that little why me, because I couldn't understand it. Not saying that it's the fine ones that you go crazy over. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I did not believe her character, that any man would be going this crazy over her. And then it's a little bit of an attack on the white man again. It's like, I notice all these movies just portray white men to be just, without any rhyme or reason, insane. Like, they're insane because, like, some sort of deep-rooted evilness that is just following the white man. And as soon as he has the money and the means, he's not going to accept anything but what he wants. And I think that that's being done too much. And I'm over that. And I think white men should be a little over it as well. It's like, why would this man who has so much resources want to manipulate and control this woman? Because shouldn't he be more dedicated to his work? I mean, this guy has some sort of DARPA-inspired a room where they're creating all this kind of craziness, like, as far as this invisible suit. You're now going to take this invisible suit. Oh, and then he fakes his death in order to torment her, the woman who left him. And then the brother's involved in a weird, sick way. It was entertaining to some degree. I mean, if you're into unattractive women as your leading lady, and then they throw in the very, very muscular black man who's a single father and don't explain any of it, and the sister who is there to always rescue her, it didn't make sense. It was just like this email that she was, it wasn't good. Let me say the two parts. I don't want to forget. So the first part is when she was like, look at me, I'm just a girl from the suburbs, right? And then the other scene was, I lost it. You see, I kind of write this stuff down. But I give this 1 thumbs up out of 2. I give it 2 stars out of 5. And I give the movie a 5 out of 10. Maybe even 4.5 out of 10. But I guess it's something to do. If you have nothing else to do, maybe. It wasn't that good. I wish I could remember the other point that I was trying to make, though. I ain't gonna lie. About how the director felt the pressure of us wanting to have another. Oh, that's when the brother tells the girl, listen to me carefully. He never had a woman break up with him. You're the first woman to do that, so that's why he's so obsessed with you. Come on, director. Come on, writers. It seems like, I'm not gonna lie, we're in some sort of weird stalled century at the moment. We're at a place where all these movies are being redone and they're not doing a good job at it. They're sucking at the redone or the redoing. They need a new idea. They need a new concept, you know? And this person was involved in so many movies that were kind of new. I looked at the director and what he's done, and, you know, I would think, like, he did this movie, oh, it was so good with, I can't remember the name of it now. It was Suspect, Usual Suspects, not Usual Suspects, something like that, and it was pretty good. So, you know, this guy's involved in some good stuff, but The Invisible Man, hated it. With all the suspenseful, come on, can't scare me. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Another movie in the books. Boom.